Hey there, YouTube. I hope this video finds you all well. We're almost at the end of the week, and I just thought I would talk about weight management today. Now, full disclosure, I've never been what you would call like really obese. I was fat as a little kid. Then I lost some weight in about the sixth or seventh grade. Got to college. I was chubby in college. I thought I would, I was in the gym all the time, so I was kind of like linebacker thick. Oh, I didn't have any athletic talent. I was just that size. I was about 6'2", 245. And after I got out of college, I kind of slowly came down through the years until I was back down, you know, not necessarily dieting to get there, but anyhow, getting to the point of it. The last 12, even since then, I've always been, even though I've never been really obese, I've never been like, oh, I got to lose 100 pounds or I've got to lose 75 or 80 pounds. I probably lost a couple of 100 pounds over my lifetime just with that whole, okay, getting a little chunky, lose 10 pounds here, 20 pounds there, regain it, blah, blah, blah. So it was always this kind of back and forth. And I had to think about it back then too as well. I was always constantly, okay, I got to do more cardio. I've got to do, I've put on a little weight. I've got to do this. So there was always this kind of almost like I'm juggling things, trying to figure out, how to keep my weight where I wanted it to be at the time. And it just always was like, back and forth thinking about it. I've been eating a plant-based diet. June will be 12 years, and it's really the first time I haven't had to worry about losing weight. In fact, in the early years, I didn't eat near enough, and I had to actually kind of start focusing on putting some weight back on. So I totally can. I just like to encourage people who kind of struggle with it all the time that this is a super easy way to manage your weight. And it just goes back to a lot of the simple basics that I'm talking about on here all the time. There's no secret tips or strategies or tricks or things like that. All those kind of things will do is just kind of, prop you up for a little while. It goes back to just eating good food every day, eating simple plant-based food every day. Not the complicated stuff you see, not the packaged stuff and products you see, not all the processed stuff with all that generally comes with a ton of chemicals in it, just like the way everybody else eats. Another thing I want to say is too many people end up not succeeding eating like this because they're so obsessed, they're so worried. Stop worrying about doing it perfectly. People are just like almost in a panic, like, well, I need how much of this? Exactly how much of that? Blah, 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 blah. Like they're going to, if they don't figure it out immediately, their health is just going to, drop away. You've got time to figure it out. I mean, think about it like this. Most people, especially in the area where I live, eat a standard American diet and not even a good version of a standard American diet. I see people every day that just, like I can tell by certain things they do and say that they're not, they never eat a good meal. So it's not like they're not doing it perfectly. They're getting no nutrition at all. I worked with some guys when years ago, after I had first gone plant-based. I was working in an office with a bunch of guys working for a sports book. I was a writer. And these guys never, like nutrition never even crossed their mind. The point I'm getting to here, even people that are eating that garbage, they don't fall apart immediately. It's a thing that happens over time. So you've got time to figure it out. You're not going to all of a sudden get in there, and if you don't do it right within a month or two, you're going to just fall apart completely. And it just goes back to eating the right types of food and eating enough food. So many people have a problem with their weight because they don't eat enough. Or they don't eat enough and they're always restricting until they can't restrict anymore. It's like winding a rubber band tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter. Eventually that rubber band's going to pop. It's not going to stay forever. So when you're restricting yourself, it's always going to be, you can white knuckle it for a while, but the longer you get hungry, that brain's working, and then you're going to eat things that are just not, that are going to sabotage your weight loss or even just keeping your weight stable. Like I say, I've been able to, once I put some healthy weight back on, I don't have to really think about it other than every once in a while. I don't jump on the scale. I used to jump on the scale every day. And the only reason I don't do it now is because I just, I don't really need to. I don't think about it. But I do it from time to time just to say, okay, where do I stand? Obviously, I see myself when I'm getting into the shower every day. So that's the first kind of test is like, okay, do I look like I've gained any weight? But I don't, because I've just gotten used to eating the things that I believe our bodies were designed to eat. A lot of people will disagree, but here's another point right here. Whether you eat like me, whether you don't eat like me, whether you do whatever, the biggest thing on on eating healthy, on maintaining your weight, on having good health in general, it really just comes down to eating intentionally. You make the decision on what you're going to eat instead of this whole like, oh, well, I fell off the wagon, or I did this, or I slipped up, or I did that. You've got to do it. You've got to eat good foods over and over again until they just become what you eat. Your taste buds will change. Everything will change. And like I say, that depends a lot on, or it all comes back to eating enough food. You cannot go around hungry on this lifestyle. But if you just built like a phrase I think I've overused it in some of my videos, is you crowd out the bad stuff with the good stuff. I mean, the plant-based food is not near as calorically dense as other types of food, as especially processed food and what most people eat on the standard American diet. So you can fill yourself up. In fact, that can be a double-edged sword, because you can fill yourself up. You can actually get full and maybe not even be consuming enough calories because you're eating, not enough calories in certain things. Like I can tell you right now, I could build a salad, be perfectly satisfied with it, that doesn't even have near enough calories to keep you going, and that's not going to last long enough. Or actually you're going to not get adequate calories for the day. And once again, like most people are in such a hurry to lose the weight. I get it. If you're overweight, especially a good bit overweight, it's one of those things that kind of consumes your thoughts, but you'll get there. And you'll get there if you just make good decisions with your food instead of just being, in this frantic hurry to get there. And you do that by, like I say, just crowding it out, eating fruits, vegetables, greens, a healthy amount of fat, nuts and seeds. I was listening, I don't even remember now. Like I say, I always, when I'm in the gym, I'm either listening to a talk on nutrition or on AI. And I just heard somebody else saying the other day that's actually a proponent of a low to moderate fat, but they're saying we need those nuts because they help satiate us. They help satisfy certain areas in or certain parts that we need satisfying. We have a taste for that. We need a little bit of good fat like that. And it helps our appetite. It keeps us, when we include a little bit of that in our meals, it keeps us from getting hungry again so quickly. So stop looking at this like it's a diet. I know that's cliche to say it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle, but it's really true. And take that time frame out of there. Get it out of your head like, I got to do this in the next 3 months or whatever. Just figure out how to eat. That was all I did. That's what I did 12 years ago. And the whole reason that I came into this in the first place was I was seeking to find the best solution to keep my health good as I aged. I guess I've aged quite a bit. I was 48 when I first started. I'm 60 now. Main thing is I want to keep myself healthy as long as possible. In other words, it was all about health. It wasn't about weight loss. At the time, when I started deciding to get healthy again, and I quit drinking, I did have about 25 pounds I needed to lose, but I didn't get like, okay, I'm about to start losing weight. I said, all right, I got to figure out how to get my body as healthy as possible, because, like I say, as I'm getting older, I don't have health insurance. I don't have people. If I get sick, I could end up in some state institution somewhere. But anyhow, just a few thoughts there. Like I say, no strategies. I don't like diet strategies and this and that and substituting this out. Just do what you need. For the sweets, you've got the fruit. You can make simple little treats, just like that video I did, I guess, yesterday, about how to find my recipes. I've got some little, I make these little chocolate balls, cinnamon balls, things like that. They're with natural food. So just learn to eat natural food and just hone yourself and figure out how the amount you need to eat. And I'm telling you, I'll finish off with this. So many people are like, well, I don't like the scale. I throw out the scale. That's dumb. That's dumb. Use that scale. Make the scale your friend rather than your enemy. Don't step on it and see a number and judge. Step on it and see a number and take information in your head. So anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed this video today. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you here again soon. Peace.